everyone, and welcome to Lake Oswego United Church of Christ. My name is Adam. I'm the Minister of Faith Development here, and I am here with Clayton. Hi, Clayton.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good.
We happen to be filming this on Easter, so happy Easter.
Yeah, happy Easter to you too.
Awesome. Is this your last Sunday with us
This
before you
is.
go on your trip?
Yes.
Yeah, so Clayton is going on a big, giant 8-month trip to go rock climbing.
Yes.
That's awesome. Where all are you going to go?
I'm going to start off in southern Utah, and then work my way up the state, and then spend some time in Colorado. I've never been to Colorado before.
Wow.
So want to spend a bunch of time there. And then I'm going to work my way east, go to North Carolina, which is where I'm from, and with some stopovers in Virginia and Kentucky. And yeah, I'll just see kind of what I find out there, and maybe when I get sick of living in the back of my truck, I'll head on back this way.
That's awesome. How did you get into rock climbing?
Well, I did it a couple of times as a kid, but when I moved out here, about going on 5 years ago, one rainy November day, which is pretty common here, I went to the bouldering gym in town and remembered how much fun I had doing that as a kid. And it was the first time that I really ever found something that my body was good at. I'm not a good ball sports person or anything, and so this is the first skill that I found that really kind of clicked with me. And it really has taken on a deeper meaning of, it's just an amazing chance to focus your mind on one sole thing. Rock climbing and the rock demands 100% focus, and a lot of respect and reverence for just the sheer size and weight and the safety concerns, and you don't find that in life that much. It's so much other parts of my life I'm getting pulled in a bunch of different directions, and so it's so nice to be in a situation where you are so focused and around beautiful things and doing stuff. I think the partnership and the friendship that you find in rock climbing is really, it's a really special bond, because, you're doing it with people who you hope are, doing their best to keep you alive, and that you're sharing the end of the rope with. So it's just as something that really is connected with me on a deeper level.
That's really cool. There's this ancient tradition in the Bible of calling God El Shaddai, which means God of the mountain. But the word El Shaddai also means the many-breasted one. And so the mountain is a place where people went to for spiritual nourishment.
Yeah, and I feel that way. I think every time I go outside on the rock is just, I feel better and more focused and more centered as a person. So
that's a powerful thing. I love it. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I did not know you were from North Carolina. How did you move out to Oregon?
Originally with a girl.
Okay.
And then I ended up staying out here.
Okay. Awesome.
And I just kind of have fallen in love with it out here. The ability to just see so many different landscapes and be so many different places. I just love that, and I, along the way have really found a bunch of really close friends and communities that I've enjoyed. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. So what was church like for you growing up?
So when I was younger, like let's say 4 to 6, I went to a Unitarian church with my parents for a little while. And then after that, really didn't have much experience with the church until high school. I had a friend of mine that actually got kicked out of his house and came to live with me, and he was going to a church. And so up to that point, I had been really kind of opposed to any idea of religion. I was almost, at one point, a militant atheist. But I think it just so happened at that time I was kind of more open to it, and he needed a ride to church on Wednesday nights, and so I said, well, I'll give you a ride and hang out and see how it is. And that was actually an Assemblies of God, so a Pentecostal church that I started going to. And I think the authenticity and the passion that a lot of the people, and especially like a lot of the high school age kids that I went there with, was really impressive. That church in particular really catered to first and second generation Hispanic immigrant families. And so I was able to make a lot of friends who otherwise I wouldn't have met, people from those places and those backgrounds besides that church. And, I think over time I realized that some of the kind of underlying political and kind of cultural ideologies of that particular denomination didn't quite click with me. And I think one day I just walked into a UCC church there in North Carolina, and just found a lot of people. There were just a lot of different people there, and they were all there together as a community, and that was really impressive to me. And it just was just a kind of a message and a place that just kind of stuck with me.
That's really cool.
So yeah.
That's awesome. So you went from being a militant atheist to finding some kind of faith.
Yeah.
So what does faith mean for you today?
I think faith. I think a big component of faith is community. Yeah. I think it's a belief and a connection that you can't quite, touch or feel or see, but is there nonetheless. And it's just been one of those things that I think too, like for me, faith has helped me realize that, regardless of how you think life should go, things are going to happen along the way that are not according to plan. Yeah. And so I think being able to kind of let go of the plan that you have sometimes and be okay with where you are in your current life, and just trusting that it's going to work out one way or another, and that the community around you is going to help you make things work out one way or another. So yeah, I think a really strong emphasis on just the people in a community, but also just the, kind of the intangible things in a community. So yeah,
that's great. So you're going to be leaving for the next 8 months, and we at Lake Oswego United Church of Christ are going to miss you.
Yeah, and I will miss you all as
well.
well.
Because you have meant a lot to us. You've been doing youth group here for how long?
Man, 2 years more.
Yeah. So you've been an integral part of our lives. And what has Lake Oswego meant to you during the last few years?
It just has been the most authentic community of people that I've ever been around. I've gone through some really high points and, probably some of the lowest points in my life as part of this community, and I've never felt scared or ashamed to share that with anybody. And there's not too many places that you can just go out and expose yourself with all your flaws and imperfections and still have a group of people say, like, you are a great, loved person. And so it's a real, it's a real counter against so much of what is out in the rest of the world. And, the real emphasis here is on, being honest to yourself and to the people around you. And yeah, I think it just is that honesty and community that it just is a rare thing. And it's been amazing to find that. And it's one of those things, it really hit me the first time I went here. Hillary, Jenny's wife, when I walked in the first Sunday I went here, immediately just invited me over to sit down with her, and we talked, and she just was, genuinely interested in who I was and why I was coming here, and all of that, and it just really it struck me. So yeah.
Well, thank you for your presence here during the last 2 years, and we will be praying for you as you go off on this great grand adventure, and we'll be keeping up with you. And
yeah, I will too, and I'm going to be missing everybody here a lot. I've really realized how much people care about me, and just the community that I have. And I'll definitely be coming back here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
So,
well, Clayton, thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Thanks.
Have a great time on this trip.
I will. I'll do it.
Awesome.
Good deal.